Okay, fine. Good morning to all of you. And this is our second session of Art and Culture Prelims 2021. And today we conducted a mock test, the first mock test. I hope all of you have performed very well. We will see what you scored here. And before that, let me tell you, usually with the aspirants, three kind of errors are there: conceptual errors, factual errors. Then what is next? What is next? Yeah, I have seen that you are making silly errors. Okay, now we just the questions which I framed here, it's only from what we learned yesterday. Am I right? What we learned yesterday, from those things only I framed the questions. And usually these are three types of the errors usually aspirants makes in your exam, be it your mock exam or your final exam. Yes, conceptual errors you make, these factual errors you make, and silly errors you make. Actually, factual errors, it is beyond our control. Am I right? If you UPSC precisely asking some factual questions, sometimes we find it difficult to, maybe we cannot, we are human beings, we are not that kind of that chitty robo and all. We cannot memorize all the facts in this universe. Sometimes it is beyond our memory, beyond our capacity. So there is nothing wrong with you are making some factual errors. I also forgive. Okay, but there is no compromise with concept. If you are making conceptual errors, that is absolutely your mistake. If you are making silly errors, it is your mistake. Am I right? So please take care of this area. Try to avoid maximum conceptual errors. I mean, you must be very clear with you must be crystal clear with conceptual clarity. Am I right? Be it history, economy, geography, polity, environmental science, current affairs, concept must be very clear to you. And usually you make some silly errors. Usually you say, sir, I know this. I was like almost 70% I was sure about this. I made this mistake, that mistake, because of my carelessness. That carelessness should not be there, because you are grown up people. Am I right? You are not a 2 years old, 3 years old, small baby. You are grown up people and you are UPC aspirants. So please try to avoid all the conceptual errors and factual errors. We are going to the test number one. Yeah, let's have a cross examination of ourselves. Consider the following statements about Harappan seals. So please take care. We may have different types of questions. Am I right? Yes, you may have these ABCD type questions. ABCD type questions will be there. Statement type questions will be there. Statement type questions will be there. Statement means sometimes two statements, sometimes three statements, sometimes four statements. If you are lucky enough, you may have five statements. Okay, I mean, if your question is having more statements, the chances of applying elimination is, that is more high. Okay, if statements are like a 3, 4, 5 statements, means obviously chances of applying elimination is also high. Then you may have match the pair type of questions. Match the pair type of questions. Okay, not correct to all questions. Now here this is a two statement type question. The scripts used in the seals is Kharoshthi. It is all about the Harappan seals. Okay, it is all about the Harappan seals. We studied the Harappan art and architecture we studied yesterday. Indus Valley civilization. Yes, it's the artistic forms, it's art forms and architecture we discussed yesterday. So one of the biggest manifestation of Harappan art is obviously seal manufacturing. We discussed the characteristics of Harappan seals. Now, can you say the first statement is correct? The script used in seals is Kharoshthi. The script used in the seals is Kharoshthi script. What is that particular script used, or what is that Harappan script was called? What was the term used for that? Harappan script, it is alphabetical or pictographical? Pictographical. Mostly abstract signs and symbols are used in the script. And Harappan seals, Harappan people produced seals of multiple geometrical shapes. Am I right? Square shapes seals are there, rectangular seals are there, cylindrical seals are there, or these triangular seals are there, and most common is square. And what is the chief material used for seal making? Steatite was the chief material used. What was the main purpose of the seals? Commercial purpose. Okay, many things we discussed, and different animals and deities appearing on the seals also we discussed, and we seen that particular like a script also. That script was called Bostrofedon. Am I right? It is written from left to right or right to left? Right to left, then left to right, or it is left to right, then right to left. Don't be confused. You are writing left to right, and just to opposite of your writing, we are following that Devanagari script, and which is and its precursor was Brahmi script, and this Harappans used a script which was written from right to left, then left to right. Okay, right to left, then left to right. That is Bostrofedon script. Kharoshthi script is not there. Kharoshthi script was introduced in this Gandhara region by these Persian invaders and all. Okay, Ashokan inscriptions in the northwestern India were shown in Kharoshthi script. Ashokan inscriptions in the eastern India were shown in this Brahmi script. Okay, and who deciphered Ashokan inscriptions for the first time? James Princip. Am I right? Yeah, of course, the first statement is wrong. The script was written from right to left, then left to right. Is that true? Second statement regarding that particular Harappan script is correct only. So your answer has to be 2 only. Bombay is your answer. Now there is, consider following statements, which is about Namakalebera festival is observed in this Markandeshwara temple, Odisha. So actually this concept is very important. The historical temples. Okay. The temples in the news important. Temple architecture is important. Temple structures part of UNESCO is important. How many UNESCO heritage sites we have? Have you concluded? Whether we have 37, 38, 39, 40? Come on, how many UNESCO cultural heritage sites or UNESCO heritage sites we have? Cultural, natural, mixed, everything including. Come on guys, UPC asked this question. 38. The latest edition was, a city was added into the list. The latest edition, Jaipur. Okay, fine. Now here, the temple architecture is important for you. Temples who made into news is important for you. Temples or temple architecture which is in the list of UNESCO heritage list, that is important for you. And when you study the temples, you must know its location, belonging to which particular state, and obviously it's dedicated to which particular deity, and about its cultural significance, and to various fairs and festivals, cultural fairs and festivals held here, and themes of such festivals. These are important when you study temple architecture. Okay, temple architecture, salient features of temple architecture important, Maro. Temples in news important for you. Temples, okay, you smile, I will make you smile again. Okay, I hope you scored 20. Okay, fine. Temples, UNESCO, temples in the UNESCO list is important for you. Temples belonging to which particular state and on which river bank, that is important for you. Map based questions UPSC asks. And temples, rearrangement, south to north, north to south, or east to west, that kind of map based questions also they ask. Then there is a temple dedicated to which deity? Vijayavithala temple dedicated to which deity? Modhera Sun temple, that obviously sun. Okay, so sun temples you should know. Then cultural significance of the temples, fairs and festivals. So now you answer this. Namakalebera festival is observed in Markandeshwara temple, Odisha. Is that true? The basic common sense is enough to answer this kind of the questions. You know that this Markandeshwara temple, which is known as the mini Khajuraho, am I right? Or it is the temple structure of Vidarbha region, and it has no connection with Odisha. Markandeshwara temple, you know that it is belonging to which Indian state here? Maharashtra. So there is no connection with Odisha. So logically that first statement is wrong. You eliminate it. Go for the second one. Namakalebera festival is an ancient ritual in which idols of Tirthankaras are replaced by new idols. That is also simple common sense you apply. You know that there is Tirthankaras nothing to, they are not going to play chess or Ludo with these temples. Tirthankaras terms associated with the Jainism. Am I right? There are terms related with the Jainism. They have nothing to do with the Vaishnava or Shiva temples, etc. Okay. Tirthankaras, the greatest 24 teachers of Jainism, and their teachings are very central to these Jain followers. Okay, Tirthankaras starting with Rishabdev and ending with the Vardhamana Mahavira. 24 Tirthankaras, and they are very, very important. They are central. Their teachings are central to Jain religion. So Tirthankaras have nothing to do with these Vaishnava temples, Shiva temples, etc. So Navakalabera festival, what exactly that Navakalabera festival? It's held in Lord Jagannath Temple, Puri, Odisha, and it is, yes, annual replacing of wooden idols of this Lord Jagannath, Subhadra, Balabhadra, etc. Such wooden idols are replaced with a new one. Okay, such a festival is known as Navakalabera festival. Navakalabera festival, which is celebrated in Indian state of Odisha, and the temple is Lord Jagannath Temple, Puri. Okay, so that point is very important. So your answer has to be, come on, answer is Delhi. What is common to two historical places, Achanda and Ellora? This is modeled exactly from UPC question. Achanda and Ellora, both were centers of ancient mural paintings. Achanda and Ellora, they were centers of mural paintings. Can we say so? Achanda and Ellora, Achanda and Ellora cave, rocket cave architecture we discussed yesterday. Can we say they are also centers of mural paintings? Exactly. They are centers of mural paintings. So three things are there. Agenda Ellora, when you study, take care. They are centers of mural paintings. They are centers of sculpture. They are centers of this architecture, rocket architecture. Okay. So that statement is correct. Both were developed in the 5th century AD. Is it exactly? Can we place it exactly 5th century AD? It's basically a process of evolution. Under various patronage of different dynasties, it evolved from time to time. So we cannot place precisely to a particular century. Okay, so it evolved from Achanda, in case you see, from 2nd BC to almost to 6th century AD. So that statement is logically incorrect, not correct. Eliminate that one. Now here, so if you eliminate that one, you automatically reach the answer, na? Because you know that first statement is correct and second statement is wrong. So your answer is obviously 1 and 3 only. That means third statement is correct. They have sculptures, murals, and architecture. It's a combination of all the three. Yes. Ellora is you can take it to like maybe 7th century AD or 8th century AD. Okay, Ellora we have seen that for example, one of the cave structure in Ellora itself is Kailashanatha temple. We discussed yesterday. You remember 8th century AD? You remember Krishna first? You remember? Yes, exactly. Okay, so it is much longer that timeline this Ellora is having. Now the Nagara Dravida temple architecture, how? Nagara Dravida Varsara, three major styles of temple architecture we discussed yesterday. So Nagara Dravida Varsara, Nagara Dravida temple architecture, how? Conical and triangular shigaras respectively, conical cylindrical shigaras respectively, pyramidal and conical shigaras respectively, conical and pyramid shigaras respectively. What is your answer, yeah? The order is Nagara Dravida. Nagara is South Indian style or North Indian style? Nagara or Nagara is North Indian style, Dravida is South Indian style. And I said yesterday, the North Indian style had what kind of the tower? A Kauniya tower, beehive shaped or a Kauniya tower. Okay, they are curving inward when it goes to top. Am I right? So that is North Indian style. South Indian style is having pyramidal tower. South Indian style is having a pyramid shaped, multi-storied pyramid shaped tower. That is South Indian style. So your answer has to be Delhi is your answer, Kaunir and Pyramid Shigaras respectively. Now question number 5, which of the following example of fresco paintings of Achanda caves? It's again strictly molded from UPC. Okay, UPC previous year question. So can you say some fresco painting examples from Achanda caves? Surya, what do you think? Dying Princess we discussed yesterday. Okay, then this Flying Apsara we discussed. Did you remember? Yes, we discussed yesterday. Sarvado Badrika is a specimen from Sarvado Badrika is, what do you say? Sarvado Badrika? Eh? Sarvado Badrika is a specimen from which school of art? Madura School of Art. We discussed three distinctive schools of sculpture, post-Mauryan schools of sculpture and Madura. This specimen, Sarvado Badrika, which is three Jain Tirthankaras standing back to back, that statue or that sculpture belongs to Madura School of Art. Okay, that belongs to Madura School of Art. So your answer has to be 1 and 2 only. Now next question, which of the following are not the features of sculptures of Amravati? So Gandhara, Madura, Amravati, they can be interchanged. Yeah, UPC may shuffle the features and confuse you. So Amravati features, can you say? Sneha, what do you think? Chief material used here is sandstone from Chunar. Amravati, what was the chief material used here? Okay, we have seen Gandhara, it was bluish grey sandstone. Then Madura, it was spotted red sandstone. Madura spotted red sandstone, and Amravati, it was white marble. Chief material used here was white marble. Amravati, it was white marble. Eh? It doesn't matter. Both are same. Okay, white marble. You like what it is shown there? White and green. Doesn't matter. Okay, so you take it like this. Like one is like first is a bluish gray sandstone belonging to Gandhara, chief material Gandhara, spotted red sandstone which is to Madura. Then simply you say that white marble to this Amravati. Okay, Amravati. Okay, now here Buddha is seated in a cross-legged position of a yogi. Amravati, Amravati, Amravati. What is that like Buddha's depiction in Amravati School of Art? I'm talking about its right from its inception. Later on, changes are added, but when this Amravati School of Art started, as such, what was depiction of Buddha? Buddha's depiction, it was in symbols only. Buddha's depiction was in symbols only, not in human forms. Human form traditions are added later on. Initially, Buddha's depiction was only in Buddha's depiction was in symbols. Other secular human figures are there, but initially Buddha's depiction was in symbols, and Amravati school was narrative art. Amravati school was narrative art. Buddha is represented through symbols. Third one is correct. Here the question is asking for not correct one. That is a kind of a silly error most of the aspirants make, because in the question they almost forget the word not correct. Okay, they will pick the correct one only. Here the question is asking for not correct one, not correct one. First statement is not correct one, second statement is not correct one. So your answer has to be 1 and 2 only. Am I right? Okay, fine. Consider the following regarding Gandhara art. Chief material used here was grey sandstone. Is that true? Exactly, that statement is correct. Theme is mostly based on Jainism. Arya, what do you think? Mahayana Buddhism. Okay, because Buddha Bodhisattva concepts that is related to Mahayana Buddhism, not Hinayana Buddhism. So it is not Jainism, it is our Buddhism, Mahayana Buddhism, patronized by Rashtrakutas, who are the chief patrons of this Gandhara school of art, Kushanas and especially Kanishka. Okay, so your correct answer has to be 1 only. Consider following about Indus script. It is precursor of Brahmi script. Indus script, do you think it was the precursor of Brahmi script? Brahmi script has nothing to no tea breakfast with this Indus script. No connection with Indus script. Even Indus script, Brahmi script is alphabetical, and this Indus script, I told you, it is pictographical. Mostly abstract signs and symbols are used and written from right to left and left to right, and it is both to fade in. And the Brahmi script is written from. Okay. Sudhi, you are writing from left to right or right to left? Left to right. That is Brahmi script. Kharoshthi script is from right to left. Okay. And this Bostrophaedon is right to left, then left to right. Okay. Don't be confused with that. Interconnect these examples so that things are easy for you to revise. First statement is wrong. Characteristics include abstract to science. Is that true regarding Indus script? Second statement is true. Which of the following is not correct about Achanta cave architecture? Which of the following not correct about Achanta cave architecture? They were Buddhist and Jain structures. They consist of chaityas and viharas. Guptas patronized them. They were dedicated to Mahayana Buddhism. It's all about Achanta cave architecture. They are asking not correct one. They are asking not correct one. There were Buddhist and Jain there were like a Buddhist and Jain structures. Do you think Achanta has Buddhist and Jain structures? We had a comparison yesterday. You remember when we compared Achanta and Ellora, we said Ellora is secular democratic, or Ellora is having Yes, Brahminism, Jainism, Buddhism. It has the sculptures, paintings, and architecture belonging to Jainism, Buddhism, Brahminism. But agenda mostly having Buddhism only. Buddhism only. Hinayana, Mahayana, Buddhism only. So that is why the first statement is wrong. They consist of chaityas and viharas. Is that true? Can we say that they consist of chaityas and viharas? That is true. Okay, they have chaityas and viharas. Guptas patronized them. Guptas patronized them. That is true. So your answer, like not correct. They are asking. Obviously, first statement is not correct. They were dedicated to Mahayana Buddhism. That is also correct. The not correct one is there were Buddhist. There were Buddhist and Jain structures. That is wrong. Okay. Now, question number 10. Which of the following is not correct? Amaravati School of Art was later patronized by Ishwaka rulers. Initially by Shadavahanas, later by Ishwaka rulers. Baharghat Stupa was originally built by Chandragupta Maurya. Is that true? Yes. What is Anjana's opinion? Baharghat Stupa was originally built by Chandragupta Maurya. Chandragupta Maurya or Ashoka? Ashoka. Lakshmi, are you certain about that? Eh? Yeah, Chandragupta Maurya was after his once his innings is over, he became a follower of that Jainism and went to South India. There was a huge famine in Magadha. One group of Jain monks went to South India under leadership of Bhadrabahu, and this Chandragupta Maurya accompanied them. And at Sravana Balagola, he observed Sandara or Sallegana. What is Sandara or Sallegana? Jain ritual which was in the Supreme Court. Okay, and this is fast and true death. So your answer has to be. So this is a simple logic here. Chandragupta Maurya, he was a follower of Jainism. Okay, and his baby. Who was Chandragupta's baby? Eh? Bindusara was follower of Ajivika set. Ajivika is an offshoot of Jainism. Ajivika believes in fate. Everything happens. This cosmic law is, everything as per the cosmic law. Everything is as per a fate or destiny, and karma cannot change it. Improving karma cannot change it. Okay, Ajivika said. Then comes Ashoka the Great. He was follower of Buddhism. He was follower of Buddhism.